It's Rich from the Unfamiliar Route. We've been living in this converted minibus for well over a year, off-grid, and in that time we visited over 15 countries, and I want to talk to you about our budget power setup. I wanted to do this video because if you're like us and you're doing a van conversion, you're on a budget, it's easy to get lost with all this solar and power and the price tag that comes along with it. When it comes to power, you need to take stock of the things you're going to be powering and for the length of time. Are you going to be living in the van full time or just occasionally? Do you need massive amounts of power or just enough to get by? If you've got an idea how long you're going to be using your van for, then that's great. If you're going to be static in your van for long periods of time whilst you're using it, then this setup might not be for you. However, if you're going to use the van occasionally or living it full time like us, then this setup might be of interest to you. Firstly, I want to talk about our power setup. Okay, so this is a simple diagram I've made up to show our budget power setup. Now, I'm not going to go into the technicalities of how these devices work. This is just a simple guide to show you the two methods that we use. The first method that I'm going to talk about is the primary method that we use to charge our leisure batteries, and that is where electricity taken from the engine is diverted to the back of the van where our leisure battery is to charge it. The way that works is where electricity is produced by the alternator, it's taken and passed through our Victron B2B battery charger, which then charges our 125 amp hour AGM leisure battery. So this basically means whenever the engine's running or when we're driving, that our leisure battery is being charged. And because we live in the van full time and drive the van every day or every couple of days, it means that our AGM leisure battery gets charged from our battery to battery charger. Now, a more basic method of charging from the engine would be to install a VSR, and this is a voltage sensitive relay, something that we had before the battery to battery charger. The reason why we upgraded was because we wanted a more efficient charge for our leisure battery, as that was going to be the main use for charging our battery. Okay, now let's talk about the solar setup, and you could call this our secondary way of charging the battery, and it's so simple. So we've got a 100-watt solar panel on the top of our van. The way that works then is that it takes energy from the sun, passes that through a solar charge controller. In this case, we've got a 10 amp solar charge controller, and then that then delivers a charge to your leisure battery. That's how simple solar is. Now, if you're going to change anything on your solar, you change the wattage of your solar panel, and then you change your solar charge controller to a higher amperage. Now, like the Victron battery to battery charger, you can get more sophisticated, efficient solar charge controllers that are out there as well. But like I said, as this is kind of our secondary way of charging the battery, I'm not in a rush to upgrade the solar charge controller as of yet. So these are the two ways that we charge our leisure battery. Like I said, we've been living in this van for well over a year. We've got a lot of electronic devices, we've even got a fridge, and we've never had any problems. We've also never had to plug in to mains electrical to charge our battery. So I hope you've got a good understanding of just how simple your setup can be. So in that diagram as well, you might have seen that we've got a 125 amp hour AGM leisure battery, and that has been absolutely perfect. Like I said, we've been living in this van for over a year. We've got laptops, phones, cameras, tablets, all sorts of electronic devices, and they charge them absolutely no problem. At first, I thought that the setup wasn't going to be enough for us. I thought we needed more power, we needed more solar, but actually the truth is we don't. We've got an inverter, we charge loads of things, and everything works. It's so good. Like I said, we live in the van full time. We've actually got regular jobs as well, and what we often find is we are driving the van every day, if not every day, maybe every couple of days. So the battery gets charged by the B2B charger, no problem. And then when we're not driving, the 100-watt solar panel just tops it up and keeps us going. This setup is working for us so well, I'm not even planning on upgrading anytime soon. I hope this video gives you a good insight into someone else's power setup who's living in a van full time, and maybe shows you that you don't have to spend loads and loads of money when it comes to it.